Hi everyone, welcome back to mHUB Inside. We have a couple of things going on today. It's summer, so we have a lot of interns. Francesca's one of them. She was in one of the first videos we posted to this channel where we tested different finishing methods in the lab, and I'll link to that at the end of this video. But today we're going to talk to her and some of the other interns about projects that they're working on. Francesca's in a world of Milwaukee right now with all the Milwaukee tools that we had donated through our corporate partner. So we were talking about this assembly kit when we did an unpacking video with Quinn, and Francesca's been organizing it. So tell us about how you've been setting up these spaces, these numbers, these, what would you call this?
Tool caddy.
A tool caddy for all the handheld tools.
Yeah, so we're really trying to make this as usable and as pretty as possible. So I've been working on making these numbers that attach to the tables, and by numbering this, we know what all the tables are. You can reserve them. Right. So this is just laser cut with acrylic, and then we stick it on the these boards that have all of the Milwaukee tools.
It looks great.
Thank you.
And you're a designer, so I feel like picking out like the typography and the layout, did that come easy? Because this looks very clean.
It took me a while actually. I found some fonts that I liked, but then I decided to adjust them. So I spent a good little while like making sure I made sure that the 6, like the inside of the 6 stayed there. I had to make it a stencil font, and I had to like adjust a lot of things to make it exactly what I wanted it to be.
Is it like a nice coincidence that the acrylic, we were able to match the Milwaukee color pretty closely?
I might have chosen that out on purpose.
Intentional.
So, yeah.
Nice. And then this caddy, so I know that this is still a work in progress.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell us how you made this.
Yeah, so this is 2 pieces of laser cut acrylic, and then we used the plastic bending tool in order to bend them.
Sure.
Yeah, so we really, did a lot of prototypes because we wanted to make sure it was functional and durable and looked good.
Right. And do you know right now like every tool that this is accounting for?
Yeah, so I have some plans for it, but I also wanted to make sure it's modular so that people who are using them can use it how they want to.
Yeah. Cool. And they'll just be like floating around the lab.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Cool. Well, Francesca, since she was here last summer, she's also helping to manage our team of interns because she has a lot of experience and expertise on the tools now. So we're going to go talk to some of them, and I'll see you soon. Okay, so now I'm talking to Halima. Halima, tell us about what brought you to the mHUB internship and why you're interested in making things, manufacturing.
Right. So I'm interested in, I came to mHUB because I wanted to learn more about like how machines work and generally how engineering and business kind of meet.
Yeah.
Just generally learning more about developing different products and what machines one would use to make what.
Cool. Well, you came to the perfect place. Tell us what you've been doing in the internship so far.
Okay. Yeah. So I've been working with laser cutters and learning about 3D printing. As you can see here, I've like picked a character from a Jimmy Neutron cartoon called Goddard. And
now I recognize it. At first I wouldn't be able to peg it, but Jimmy Neutron got it.
So yeah, I'm just working on like understanding how unsupported structures work, and kind of minimizing the use of like filament and knowing what kind of 3D printer to use, depending on like what one is going for, if you want it to be like soft or hard but yeah, it's really cool.
When will you be able to hit print on this?
We have actually just hit print right now.
Exciting.
Not too long ago. And here it states that like it should take about an hour and 22 minutes. But I mean, I was really surprised because it's really small. And so I wonder like it'd take much longer to print something slightly bigger.
Yeah, it can take a long time for sure.
Yeah. So
that's cool. Well, maybe you'll have it by the time you leave today.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe we'll try and grab some footage of it if we can see it come off the printer. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Lima. I think I'm going to go chat with Michael now. Thanks. Okay, now we have Michael, and Michael's going to tell us a little bit about how you got interested in making things and learning about machines.
So my first day of high school, I had to pick my classes, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. So they said engineering was hard and I wanted to challenge myself. So I took engineering instead of computer science, even though I like to code.
Yeah.
So I chose engineering because I found like it'll be fun. It's more hands-on and physical. And then my teacher at the end of the school year was like, there's an interesting internship for mHUB. And it's with engineering. You can do software, mechanical, 3D printing, laser cutting, and I was like, okay, that sounds cool, and I'm gonna use this next year. I took it, I am enjoying it, so yeah.
That's great. And challenging, right? But you get to try a bunch of different things, kind of find what you like best. Engineering is hard, but it's also really rewarding. And it's a similar mindset to where you could apply that to computer science or coding too in the future, so that's awesome. We're gonna talk about the laser cutting project that Michael's been working on. Tell us, this is for the CT scanner.
Yes, for the CT scanner. So what we've been doing is we had to make a new plate for John. We needed to redesign it but make it fit better. And so what we did was, it took a couple tries, so we needed to resize the holes. So that's what we did first. And then we made sure the measurements and everything was proper. And then we took extra circles to make sure that he can have planes that he can eye it on, and these lines are for him to move it accordingly so it'll be centered properly.
Neat. Why is this part removable?
It's removable because he will be able to add things in the center.
Okay.
And if he needs smaller things in the center, he can just place this here and he'll have that whole
like
part.
A small chip or something like that. Cool. Great. So is this like a final, first complete project?
Yes. And I was actually happy for it.
How do you feel on the laser cutter? Pretty good?
Yeah, pretty good now.
Cool. Congrats.
Thanks.
Thanks for talking to us, Michael.
No problem.
And the last person we're going to speak to today is Louis. So Louis is going to tell us about the projects that he's working on. But first, tell us about how you got interested in equipment and manufacturing, and sounds like you're doing a lot of problem solving.
Yeah, so engineering, these kind of environments I got interested in about 8th grade when I first joined the robotics team at actually Taft High School. It was Academic Center 7th and 8th grade program. I began working with Arduinos and smaller electrical equipment, and then I came to Whitney Young as a high school student, and I ended up joining the robotics team, the aerospace team, and the Science Olympiad team, which exposed me to even more engineering and kind of manufacturing areas. So mHUB ends up being one of my 2 internships that I'm currently working at, and yeah.
Cool. Have you built robots? Have you done like robot competitions and all that?
I actually did a robot competition last Saturday.
How'd it go?
It went well. I've built multiple robots for FRC, FTC. Those are robotics competitions, different types. And then I've worked mostly with hardware. I'm starting now to get into more software. And I kind of never really want to focus on one or the other. I always want to find that balance, so that's what I try to do. Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's talk about some of the things if you want to come around here,
Sure.
have been working on. So you were telling me about some equipment we're trying to salvage and some things you're testing here.
Yeah, so right now I'm currently trying to salvage some equipment that was on the shelf. It's been on the shelf for a long time. So this old computer here, this Alpha MOS machine is essentially, it's a sensory odor detector. I'm still trying to find out the actual use of it and go through the documentation, but we're thinking of stripping it for motors and parts, possibly to use here at the shop for some other reason. We have some other, as you can see, devices here that I'm still looking into, but yeah, essentially right now I'm troubleshooting this needle right here, maybe trying to order a new piece and trying to sort of revive these old pieces of equipment that people have donated over the years.
Have you been able to bring anything back to life yet?
Yeah, actually got this up and running and moving.
Cool.
And I'm actually trying to download the software for it right now, as well as our ShopBot CNC router The wooden one in the other room actually needs a new computer because the old one is kind of having some difficulties, and so I'm using this old one, just re-downloading the software, and I got it up and running here as well. And yeah, just sort of taking these different old pieces of equipment and trying to bring them back to life. Yeah.
Cool. And then something over here that you're working on, you're putting together some user manuals of equipment that does work.
Yeah, so right here I'm just making a manual for the digital multimeter. This is the GDM A251A. It's over there in our electronics lab, and I'm essentially kind of just making a simple, it's for a binder someone can just open up and read through and get a good idea of how the equipment works. Yeah.
Cool. It's great. Well, it sounds like you already have a lot of great technical knowledge and will be acquiring more through your 2 internships.
I'm trying, yeah.
Thanks, Louis. See you around.
Thank you.
Okay, so that is a look at our summer interns at mHUB. It's so great to see young people engaging early with engineering and manufacturing. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.